Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to learn how to create this pencil shaving effect in After Effects. We'll be using everything inside After Effects without using any plugins or anything like that. All the effects, everything you see here, it's completely made in After Effects with the native options, effects, and presets and things like that. So let's get started. So to start the project, first we have to create a new composition. Then go to new composition and create a composition, and you can create the composition on whatever settings you want. I'm just making it into a vertical format like 1080 into 1920, so we'll be able to share it in social media, shorts and reels and things like that. And rest of the things you can keep it as it is. And for the duration you can put maybe 5 or 10 seconds. Here I'm just putting 5 seconds, and background you can keep it in white. And we can just name our comp main comp, and you can press OK. So once you press OK, the first thing you need is our assets. In my case, I already have a few of the assets already arranged. The first one is our pencil sharpener. So we can just drag and drop that asset into our pre-comp, and you can just scale it and align it however you want. And once that is done, if you have a background like I have, first you have to remove the background. So in order to remove it, we can use, first we have to go to effects and preset panel. From here we can type linear color key. When you type in linear, it will come linear color key. You can just assign it, and you can just put the color. And here you can see, once I assign it, a little bit of white is actually removed from the actual image also. That you can just adjust the settings here, the match the softness, and you'll be able to bring back whatever the lost details. And once that is done, you can just position your image however you want. Once you positioned it everything, the next thing is we have to start animating our text. So first, when we have to start the composition, so we can create a new composition. We'll type it, text shaving, and we'll keep everything else as it is, and we'll press OK. And once that is done, we will go to our main comp, and we can just drag and drop our comp here. So currently there is nothing inside this comp. The next thing is we need a text. So in order to that, I'm just gonna take some lorem ipsum here. We can lorem ipsum text. I'm just gonna make a text box. I'm gonna place everything. And once that is done, you can just adjust the color however you want. Anyway, this doesn't matter because we'll be changing the adding some textures and things like that. So the only thing here is like you just have to something that is visible, and then you can adjust the size of the text here and there. And then few text you can make it little bit bigger than the other things, and few you can just reduce the size. And once that is done, you can just select everything, and you can adjust the text height also. Then letter spacing, so that more areas will be covered also. So this is more like an effect, so I'm not worried about these overlapping things here and there. So if you want it more like a complete text reveal or something like that, that where the text is like more important, then you can just spend some time and you can individually add all the text, align everything with the different sizes and things like that, and you will be able to make it much better, I think. Okay. So once you are happy with the text and everything, then you can just go outside. So now you can see our entire comp is looking like this, and now we want to make sure that it is aligned with our uh, sharpener, so we can animate it. So there is a few different ways you can do it. The one and the most easier is like you can turn that comp into 3D. Once that is done, you can just go to rotate options, and you can start adjusting the rotation. Then you can go to scale. We can reduce the scale, so that is we can adjust it based on the scale. Now again we can go back to rotation, and we can just adjust the rotation, and we can make sure that it is mostly aligned correctly with our image. This is one way. Now we can see that it is aligned. Now we can just animate it along the path, and we just have to add a mask so that it will be animating properly. So now that is done. That is the option one. The option two is like, I'll just show it in a different comp. The option two is we can first we have to reset everything, and rotation also will see reset into 0. So the option two is like adding a corner pin effect. So we can go to corner pin, we can assign it. So since we actually use the entire comp, there is no empty space or anything like that, we can just use the corner pin to like adjust the corners however we want, and that also will work. And with the corner pin effect, we can just make like different kind of styles and things like that. Also that option is also available. uh, and once that is done, you only have to animate the position. But the thing is like here you can see it's actually not aligned properly with, so we may have to like adjust the corner pin animation also in between to make sure that it is the letters are actually aligned a little bit with our animation also. So just have to align it a little bit, and this also will work. So you can use either option, whichever one is more comfortable for you. Like sometimes like if you turn it into 3D, if it's like too heavy or something like that, you can use corner pin effect as an option. So once that is done, we can just start animating it. So first we have to go to the position, and at the last frame, since we already aligned it properly, we'll go to the last frame, and we can put a position keyframe, and we'll go back to the first frame, and we'll just pull it down all the way down, so it'll be gradually coming out like this. The next thing is we have to create a mask. So we can just take the shape tool, pen tool, and create a shape that covers our text, and we have to align it perfectly on the sharpener's blade, so that it'll come out at exactly at the blade only, so that it is looking like it's really. Okay, now that is done, we can just use track mat. And when you try to find track mat, that is the issue with when you try to find a track mat, it will not be available for a 3D layer. So when that kind of problem happens, what you have to do is you can just right click on the precomp, and we'll have to make it into a new precomp. And when you precomp it, you have to make sure that it is moving all the attributes to the inside, so that it will not affect anything outside. So that we can just press OK. Now that is done, we can see the track matte option is available, and the animation is also working well. So we just have to add the track matte, and we can just flip it. And once you start moving the playhead, you can see that it is animating perfectly, and it's coming out nicely. Next thing is, you can just go to the keyframes inside. You can just select everything. We can go to keyframe assist, easy ease, and you can just make the animation a little bit sharper, so that will pull it. So it will start slowly, and towards the end, the animation will be a little faster. Okay. Now our text animation is done. The next thing is, we have to go and start adding textures to the letter. So we can go inside the main comp. Here we need some textures. I already prepared few textures and things like that, so I'll just import that into a comp. Yeah. So this is the texture, and one side that we have the peeling effect, which we will get, and the other side we have the wood effect. So we'll just scale and align it with our text, and make sure that it is covering the entire text. Let few text be outside, so when we actually use the track matte, it will be showing up like this only. And then you have to use the track matte, and right away you can see that it is adding all the textures and cutting away some parts of it. And then next thing is, we have to make a duplicate of the texture by pressing Ctrl D or Command D. And then for this one, we'll just remove the matte, and we need this wood to be visible a little bit more, instead of just showing only the text. So what we can do is, we'll use mask here. We'll just mask a little bit of it, and we will have a little bit of feathering also. We'll add some feathering, so that it is this area is more solid, and towards the end the letters are visible. And by doing this, we'll get one side that pencil wood thing effect will be showing up here a little bit more. That will be a good effect to add. Once that is done, we can just go out and see how it looks. Yeah, you can see how it looks. And inside, if you want little bit brighter, you can just add a new light. We'll put spotlight, and you can adjust the light however you want, to make sure that if it's one place you want more darker, one place you want more lighter, something like that. Once you adjust that, it will reflect the same in the outside also. So now we can see that the entire animation is going a little bit out, so we can just adjust the comp a little bit, so it's actually not going completely out. So once that is done, now you can just if you want a little bit effect, now it's like a sharp corners everywhere, So if you want a little bit effect here and there, then you can just add a turbulent displays. We'll just type turbulent and it'll show up, and we can just assign it to our main comp. And we'll just pin the bottom, and we can adjust the amount, how it is, and size. We can experiment with the values here and there. You can adjust the position, the turbulent offset you can adjust and see like how well you're getting the effect. Now we should just again drag. You can see that it is uh, having a little bit of life in the animation. So that is the text animation, and you can experiment with lot of effect. Like instead of turbulent displays, you can add something like wave wave wrap or something like that. And if you assign it, you will get a different kind of effect there, and you can adjust the values and see how it is coming out. So there is a lot of effects you can experiment with, wave wrap, wave world, and things like that. And you can even right now we haven't animated the turbulent displays, so we just assign the effect only. And if you want to animate it, you can animate the evolution also, so it'll have a different slide animation like this also. And there is lot of options. You can experiment with all these effects and things like that, and you will be able to add more and more effect on top of it. And once that is done, the next thing is, if you want, you can add a mesh wrap effect. Once you add the mesh wrap, you can adjust the rows and columns. I'll just put 4 and 4. And the thing is, like at the top areas, you can adjust it to make it a little bit bendy or something like that. And when you are adding mesh wrap, you have to be careful. Like if you move around the points a lot, it'll stretch out the things, and you might get some weird artifacts kind of things here and there. So you can just adjust it, like you can extend it here and there a little bit more. Like usually when you shave the pencil, no, one corner will be a little bit thinner towards the end. You can just adjust that kind of effects also. And it's more of like experimenting with this, so that also works. So the shape you will get in a different style. So once that is done, the next thing is we have to add the pencil. So in the latest if you are using the latest version of After Effects like 2026, you have the option for 3D. I'm showing you how to use the 3D cylinder option here. So you can just go to the 3D option, and you can just put cylinder, and you can just draw a cylinder like this. Right away you will be able to it'll automatically go into the advanced render option, advanced 3D render option. So right away you'll be able to like rotate it and see all the options here. And once you created that cylinder, you can just start rotating and aligning it according to our model, our image. You can just we will mask it, so anyway it will not be a problem. You just have to roughly align it, like this. As you can see, right now, since it's actually everything is smooth, we'll not be able to see it. So we can just select the cylinder and we can go into our properties panel, and here we'll be able to see a lot of options for the cylinder. First we have the layer transform, where we'll be able to move, rotate and things like that. Then we have the mesh option. Here we can adjust the radius and we can adjust it. This next thing is height. Since we already have the correct height, we can just adjust it. Then the sides, we can reduce the sides so that it is looking like a pencil. Pencils have sharp sides, so we can just adjust that. Then we can go back all the way to the bottom, and we have here material options. Here we can just add the base color. Since our pencils have that orangish color, we can just select that orange color, and we can just adjust the roughness for the reflections and things like that. And we can just add a little bit of metal, and we can adjust the values of that also. And emission color also we can select. And once you are happy with this, the next thing is we have to animate it. So we have to go to the rotate value, and we have to go to these rotate values, and we have to animate it. Here in this case, it's we have to animate the y value. So y value, what we can do is, at the 0 mark we can just animate, we can add a keyframe, and at the end we'll make it 120 or something like that. So now if we play, see, we can see the animation happening. And one will make it, one will make it 200. Okay, the next thing is we'll just select both the keyframes, and we'll see easy ease, and we can go to the speed graph, and just like before, we'll just make it little bit sharper like this. So it will start slow, and towards the end it will be faster. So we have our animation, and we can adjust the value. If you want it to be more, little bit more faster, you can do that. Okay, now we'll just move and align the cylinder a little bit better. And once you're happy with that, we just have to right click and pre-comp, and this time also will move all the attributes inside. Next thing is we have to mask it, mask this area. So we'll just select the pen tool, and we'll start drawing our mask. Okay, then we'll invert it, and we can just align the mask perfectly so that it looks like the pencil is inside the sharpener. I'll just add a few more points here and there. And one thing I noticed is we animated the rotation the wrong way, so we just have to correct it. So we have to go inside, go to rotation, and you just start to put a minus in front of it. Now it's animated properly. Okay. And one more thing is like when you adding effects, it'll like you can see it's moved a little bit. The mesh wrap is moved it a little bit, so we can just move and adjust it so that it will match properly. And you can adjust the mesh wrap also, mesh wrap and other effect also, to make sure that it is aligned properly, so you'll not get any you know cuts or any gems like that. Yes. So yeah, that is it guys. I hope you guys like the video. Add your own different effects and things like that. I'm just showing you the techniques here, so you don't have to follow the exact same things. You can experiment with a lot of effects, and you don't have to follow the exact same copy of it also. You can just experiment with something else, and you can learn. The only thing is learning After Effects, and learning that there is a lot of uh, effects and thing options we can make animations like this. So I hope you guys are happy with the animations. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.